Hello there. It's a privilege to come your way today. My name is Chris Obebo, and it's a joy to welcome you to today's edition of Taking the Lead. The topic for today is from inspiration to manifestation. From inspiration to manifestation. And the text you find in the book of Mark, chapter 16, verse 20. Mark 16:20. The Bible said, and they went forth and preached everywhere, the Lord walking with them and confirming the word with signs following. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to move from one victory to another, while others keep waiting for a sign from God? A sign from God that never seems to come. Maybe the sign you are waiting for is actually waiting for you to move. It's possible that the sign you are waiting for, and the sign itself is actually waiting for you to move before it follows you. If you go by the text I quoted, and they went forth and preached everywhere, the Lord walking with them and confirming the signs following, you will notice that the Lord did not move until the disciples, move. That's because God's confirmation always comes after obedience, not before it. So whether you are a professional building a career, or a student chasing dreams, or a minister pursuing a call, or even a leader shaping policies, the principle remains the same. Nothing happens until you step out. Nothing happens until you step out. The disciples went forth having received a word from God. And so you may want to give an excuse that the reason I have not stepped out is because I have not received a word. But I am here to tell you that you have received a word, and you have received a couple of words. Just that you may not be able to understand the way the word came. The word came as an idea. So the word came to you as an idea that just dropped in your heart of, let me do this. Another way the word can come is actually as a burden in you to address a need in your environment, a need in your surrounding, and you are displeased with it. That burden is actually a word. Another way the word can come is actually as a peculiar insight to address an issue. To address an issue. People have been looking at that issue this way, but suddenly you have an insight to address that issue. That is the word coming your way. The word could also come to you as an inspiration. Something not premeditated, but it just came as an inspiration, which if you had gone ahead to do it, would have brought a big solution to the challenge. Another way by which the word could come, it could come in the form of a remark or an utterance from someone. And the utterance was so powerful that it resonated with your spirit man and has remained with you all this while. It resonated with your spirit man and it has remained with you all this while. You know, there are times in which you meet someone or you find yourself in an environment, and someone there or a couple of people over there, they say something, they make some utterances, knowingly or unknowingly to them. And the things they say in passing re-emphasize it what you know within you that you should be doing or you should have done before. And so that statement they say just reawakens your consciousness to something you should be doing or you should have done. It connects with you. That is one of the ways by which your word came. That is your word. And if you do nothing about the word, it remains there, potent, yet profiting no one. So, whatever way it goes, whichever way the word came, whichever way the word came, it will remain idle. It will not do anything. It will not bring any profit until you do something about it. So the word that has come for you is beyond you meditating on it. It's actually meant to be a mandate for motion. It's meant to be a mandate that will set you in motion. It's a mandate that will set you in motion. If you do nothing about the word, there will be no difference between you who received the word and the person who never got the word. Every great move of God in every field of human endeavor began with an ordinary person who dared to move on a word received. Receive as inspiration, receive as idea, receive as thought, receive as an insight, receive as a burden. It began because individuals decided to what? To move based on the word they've actually received. So faith is not waiting for evidence. Faith is actually creating evidence. It was when Moses lifted his rod that the sea parted. And what does that tell you? That God confirms motion. God confirms movement, not idleness. Hope you know that inspiration without implementation leads to frustration. And that's why you have several people who are frustrated because they actually have inspiration, they actually have idea. They have things locked up inside of them that are waiting for expression but have not been given outlets, have not seen avenues to express themselves. Now it is this uh, potential, this inspiration without implementation leading to frustration that makes a person who is meant to be a wonder to become a wanderer, just drifting here and there through life without making any deliberate and visible impact. So, your dream, your ministry, your project will not manifest by waiting alone. It will manifest when you walk with the word, when you walk with the idea, when you walk with the vision, when you walk with the inspiration, when you walk with the body that you have received. That is it. That is it. So the proof that you believe in the word that you have received, that you believe in that body, that you believe in that inspiration, is the action you take towards it. So for professionals, you plan, you strategize, and work hard. Then God brings favor on your diligence. As a student, you study hard, you apply yourself, and the spirit of excellence makes you to stand out. As a minister, you give yourself to the study of the word, you give yourself to prayer, you give yourself to fasting, you give yourself to networking, you give yourself to improvement, you give yourself to mentoring. Then God backs your word with power and exploits begin to happen. As a leader, you come in, haven't studied the situation, you know what to do, you do it, you bring people with different skill sets just to be able to achieve the overall objectives. And God gives you wisdom beyond human understanding to address the need. So, from all of these instances, from students to professionals, from professionals to ministers, from ministers to leaders, you can see a partnership there. You can see a partnership there, a partnership where heaven meets with your effort halfway, not you leaving everything to God. So the question is, how do you transit from inspiration to implementation? There are quite a number of ways. I'm going to outline a few of them. The first is that you need to clarify what God told you. Now, while you may not have the full picture of the word, of the vision, of the burden, of the inspiration, of the idea, it's important that the concept that you understand, you write it plainly. Then you now need to Write it plainly, and this is because you will need that assurance of what you have written plainly as you move on the journey. Along the journey is going to get twisted. You're almost going to get confused. You would even likely get confused. But what you have written out will serve as an anchor that will guide you. The next thing you need to do in transiting from inspiration to implementation is for you to start small. And that's why you don't need to despise the days of little beginning. What the Lord blesses is not really magnitude. What it blesses is motion. Now look at the disciples who went forth. The question is, how did they go forth? They went forth basically with the knowledge that had been passed to them, as well as the blessing, the presence of the Lord Jesus Christ that He gave them, because He told them, I am with you always to the end of the world. He didn't give them any money. He didn't give them any material resources. He just gave them the knowledge and gave them His presence. And that was all. So you don't need the whole world to move from inspiration to implementation. You can start where you are. You can start with what you have. The next thing you also need to do is to expect resistance. This should be part of your preparation. Expect resistance. Expect that people will resist as you transit from inspiration to implementation. And some of this resistance will be active resistance. Some of them will be passive. There will be people that would resist you actively. There will be those that would not support and yet will not oppose. They will just be indifference. Expect resistance from individuals. Expect resistance from groups. Expect resistance from the systems, because your decision to stand out will serve as a threat to some. But just have that mindset that what I'm starting to do will be resisted. That's the truth. Expect resistance. And let me quickly add that you're going forth, you're deciding to go forth, haven't had the word, does not guarantee instant success. No, no. Rather, it gives you an avenue to have first-hand experience of realities. Yes, so know that you may not break even instantly. There could be some occasional challenges, occasional delay, but just keep at it. Just keep at it. And that will take me to the fourth point, which is that you need to stay consistent. Because even for Jesus' disciples, there were times when they went out and they could not perform miracles on their outings, and that they could not perform miracle, that they had no result on those occasions, does not mean that God had deserted them. No, those occasions just revealed that there were things that they still needed to know. There were things that they still needed to learn. And that means that some failures, in quote, are good, because they provide opportunities to have deeper understanding of some of the things you knew, or of the things you thought you knew. So the signs may not follow. That's my point. The signs may not follow immediately, but eventually they will follow. So as I wrap up, the disciples didn't wait for the Lord to move. They moved, and the Lord moved with them. The supernatural doesn't begin until you step first into the natural. And so faith is not passive. It is actually participation with God. So what's that one word that you have received? What's that one burden, that one inspiration, that one idea? Is it a book? Is it a business? Is it a reform? Is it a movement? Is it an organization? And has persisted in your heart for a while. And every time, somehow you meet people that have conversation with you, and that their conversation resonate with what you should do. That is your word. That is your word, and you need to take a step in that direction. Destiny is waiting for you. So stop waiting for the sign. The sign is waiting for you as you transit from inspiration to implementation. And that is where the signs will start coming. I trust that you have been blessed and you will do the needful. Thank you for your time, and God bless you.